Started.
Baruch. Okay, starts with e4. Let's see. I've got a Sicilian on the list and a Scandinavian. How about an Alekhine's? An Alekhine's defense. Yeah, and he plays the normal move. Okay. So we'll get a real Alekhine's. I think you go with d6 here. Oh, he's going with the 4 pawns attack. I don't know if I've seen this. Okay, let's I want to get the bishop outside the pawn chain. Let's start with developing the knight. Yeah, and then bring the bishop out. The thing about pushing all these pawns forward is it leaves some weaknesses behind in these squares. So I have to figure out how to get to them. Let's start by trading off one pawn. One of those center pawns. He ignores it and goes for the attack on my knight. So I'm tempted to play knight d4 here. If he takes the knight, though, yeah, knight d4 doesn't work. Knight d4, he takes the knight defending the bishop, and my bishop is hanging. So I could take his knight first. He takes my knight. I take his bishop, takes the pawn, move my rook here. He takes my bishop, I take the pawn. So that comes out even. Except for some pawns hanging in the middle. I guess, well, yeah, he gets this pawn back in the center. I mean, I'm one pawn up at the moment. He gets a pawn, I get the pawn back, but then it looks like he can grab this pawn. Okay, so he didn't go for that. He just went for bishop takes, and now I can get my knight to d4 without being harassed. He can take back, I can take his bishop. Sort of have to take his bishop, don't I? If he takes. So this is hanging too. My development is pretty sad, though. He got castled. Let's see. Still, I should get rid of this shaky situation with the knight. Because any time he could take on e5 there and undermine my knight. So if I go here and he comes out with the check, that loses the knight, huh? So let's just go here so I can develop my bishop and put a little pressure on the center there. See if he wants to take his time to recapture a pawn. I'm still a pawn up at this moment. He does. Okay, so let's go for the check first.
Check.
So that I'll be able to castle. And then let's take that d-pawn. Okay, well, I thought he would just take back. But of course I'll take with the queen. So he does that. He brings his knight forward. So let's push the pawn forward, I guess. Kind of would like to keep some lines closed there because of his better development. If I push the pawn forward, his knight will come into e4, which would be pretty annoying. can just defend the pawn and try and keep control of that d4 square. So I'm taking back with a pawn if he takes. Then I'm thinking of queen to e7 and castling queenside. Yeah. Or queen d7 in this case, because I need to hold on to that pawn. He's got bishop g5. Queen d7. Makes it difficult for me to castle queenside. He decides to just take. So I thought taking with the queen would be okay here. Is there some trick? Maybe he was expecting me to take with the knight and then he was going to play a check, something like that. So yeah, I think I won a piece there. Let's see how he responds to this one. Does he have some trick up his sleeve? I mean, my king position is still kind of shaky. He just goes there. So I'm going to castle queenside now or kingside? I should just take the queens off. That's the way to play it, and castle kingside. It's not going to be too much trouble here. He doesn't have enough force left to really get a big mating attack going against my king here, I don't think. Bishop is loose. Yeah, so he can control that file, that's true. So activating with rook to e8. I was thinking that, okay, so he's going to kick my bishop back. I was thinking that f6 was interesting. He takes, kind of opens things up a little bit for me. Let's see, he's going to play b5 to kick my bishop. Let's start by giving my king some space here. There he goes. So let's tuck the bishop away. So I want to play rook to e6 and then maybe f6 to go after that pawn. He can put his rook on the 8th rank and I can trade. Oh, no. Now I can oppose his rook. Okay, so he's threatening that pawn. Let's get my king off the back rank. With the pin, he was threatening the h6 pawn. Now I can kick that bishop and take the e-pawn. And I think I will. Oh, he can drop back to g3. Then I could play bishop g7, maybe round up the pawn that way. So you might be thinking of coming into, yeah, c7. That hits this pawn, and it hits this pawn. So I want to keep the f pawn, I guess. Let him have the b pawn. Oh, but now his rook can come into d6. True, true, true.
Check.
So I'll have to block there. Well, I kind of wanted rook e6 anyway, but not under these circumstances where you can trade.
Check.
That's a bit annoying. Yeah, I was thinking this rook couldn't go to the 6th rank because that was covered, but the other rook certainly can. Okay, let's not lose more material here. Let's maybe bring the knight around. Knight to f4 would also threaten this pawn. And if his rook leaves the 2nd rank here, then my king can come up to... he just takes, okay. Okay, so he's proposing a trade here. Yeah, he's getting way more active than he should. So when I take this pawn, he takes with check, and I need to defend the bishop, and he gets that pawn over there. Do I have something better, though? Yeah, maybe I just start going after the queenside pawns there. Takes with check, I can go to f4, hitting his rook. And then this pawn is still defended.
Check.
Like that. So this way I managed to round up one of these pawns. Ah, interesting. So it's a trade. He takes my pawn, I take his pawn. I didn't want to take his pawn and get into a situation, yeah, my bishop couldn't get over and stop that pawn from queening. So you don't always want to trade. Gotta look at the pawns. And of course, I want to keep enough pawns on the board to have some winning chances, because rook and bishop versus rook is actually a draw with best play. I mean, sometimes you still have winning chances. Many times you still have winning chances, but okay. Well, it's a tough decision for white. If he leaves the 3rd rank here, then this pawn is no longer under pressure, and I can just grab the d pawn. If he does nothing, like a king move, then I'm just going to take the b pawn. If he pushes the b pawn forward, then again I can take the e pawn here, rather. He's got this advanced e pawn. Or if he takes my pawn, I will take his b pawn. So let's count. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he's got 2 pawns for the piece. But he needs to find a move here. There he goes. So he decided to push that pawn forward. Yeah, that's an interesting choice. So if I take, the b pawn. He pushes forward once more. I can play rook here to stop it from queening. So I think that's what I will try. Those passed pawns are dangerous. He can get it all the way to the 7th rank. Oh, I see. He wants to win a pawn here. Yeah, he's being pretty clever. So what is this? What is this coming to? I still have rook to e4, e5 rather, to try and round up this pawn.
Check.
Okay, that doesn't work at all because of this. Let's see. Well, what's the best way to round it up? Maybe with the king.
White resigns.
Okay, well, interesting game. I guess I will upload that. I mean, he did just blunder a piece pretty early on, but he put up a pretty good fight after that. And it was an interesting opening, so we'll check it out in the postmortem, and I will see you guys later. Bye.